Hello and welcome everybody to one of my endgame build highlights. Today we're going to talk about the Aether Forcewave Battlemage. Note that this is yet another of those league-specific, league-exclusive builds, so if you're not playing the Community League Season 3 or one of the later seasons that will have the items for this build, then you cannot play this exact build. The character overall is perfectly fine for pretty much everything in the main campaign. You can do dungeons, Shadow Realm, etc, etc. However, it is a battle mage, and battle mage usually have one problem, and that is resistance reduction. And if you are not playing physical on the current patch, at least, then, well, everything that is not physical on the current patch is a little bit, how to say, weaker than physical. And in the case of Aether, you are reliant on two items, basically, providing you resistance reduction. And if you don't have these items, then you will feel the damage falling off big time against enemies that are Aether resistant. Even though this build defeated all of the main campaign dungeons, defeated Ravager, defeated Lokarr, the build unfortunately died to one of the new league specific super bosses. I have nothing. Fuck me. What? Oh my god, I'm so dead. No. I'm so dead right here. Dude, mirror is up. Rolderathis in this case, so the character is not alive anymore, so I will just run some gameplay in the background while showing you, for example, the skill location and the items here in the overlay. So, the item that enables this entire build is the Krieg's Flesh Mask. Right? This one you can get from the Flesh Collector down inside the same area where you also fight the reincarnation of Krieg. So the flesh works right in front of Theoden, right before you fight the Mammoth, like, final boss. And yeah, if you like just kill that mob and like farm him a bit, you're gonna get a decent Krieg's Flesh Mask eventually. The one I was using here in this case was a Pierce of Shattered Reality, with like bonus Pierce and Poison Rest on the prefix, and some Aether damage bonus on the suffix. This is basically the build defining item. You don't really need anything else than this. But of course, a Obsidian War Cleaver is always gonna be a great fit for pretty much any Forcewave build, and also for this Aether one, because the helmet converts all the physical and chaos damage on this cleaver over to Aether. Now let's first start out with the skill point allocation here. So we have the Soldier and the Arcanist class, of course, and your main damage ability is Forcewave, right? So you want to max out the main skill, Forcewave, you want to max out the raining force for the flat physical, and then you only need to 1 point internal trauma, just for the like slow on enemy attacks for 5 seconds, right? This debuff. The bleeding and internal trauma you don't care about at all. You cannot convert any dot to Aether. Aether does not have a dot, so this is basically useless apart from 1 point for the slow debuff. Then of course you always want to like 1 point Blitz and Blindside to get like some mobility, 1 point to Miner as well because you're using a two-hander, and that, well, defensive proc is pretty nice. You can also put more points here if you want to get higher heal whenever you like drop low. So like when you're playing hardcore, for example, this is also pretty nice to put more points into. Otherwise just 1 point, this is totally fine. 11 points military conditioning, you want either 10 or 11 here. Both of those like points are pretty nice sweet spots. Then 1 point veterancy just for like 5% physique reduction. If you want to spirit dump more than I did, is okay here. Otherwise you could also like completely skip this, actually. 1 point to Decorated Soldier just for like elemental rest and slow rest, and then 6 points to Scars of Battle. You want sometimes 7 or 8 or 5, it kind of depends on like your armor absorption value and on your like total stun resistance that you have on your character. So the 6 points here aren't set in stone. This like a little bit depends on like your overall setup, or what kind of gear you have. For example, if you have an Overseer's prefix on your helmet, then you will need only like 1 point here, whatever, probably, or like, I don't know, depends on your stun rest, probably. Then of course we have Field Command at soft cap here, and Squad Tactics also at soft cap here. If you have like more casting speed than I do, then you can also like drop this down up to, well, even down to a 1 pointer, depending on like how much casting speed you want on your build, right? You just want to like hit that cap of 200%, which is rather easy on a battle mage. And other than that, Squad Tactics only gives you like some percent Aether damage, which is actually good. But if you have like capped casting speed, it's like better to like pull some points here and then pull some more points on Fighting Spirit, for example, to have like a better uptime on this, which is also like where the remaining points would go to. This is just there for like all damage on the way whenever this activates, right? So if you have like already better casting speed than I have, like already capped casting speed with a 1 pointer here, just put these points on the Fighting Spirit instead. Now when it comes to the Arcanist side, we have Inner Focus maxed as basically high as you can. You want at least 12 points here. The overcap points are rather optional, unless you're like actually spirit dumping. I didn't even do that, so in my case it would be rather optional. But also I had some spare points, so like why not put some points here, right? Then 1 point is kind of elemental exchange, 12 points overload, 1 point elemental balance. You can put up to 8 points here for the crit damage, of course, but it kind of depends on like on what kind of content you're trying to do, right? For example, as against some of the like newer super bosses in the league, I wasn't able to crit anyway, so the crit damage would be kind of wasted. So yeah, only 1 point here. But yeah, up to 8 points is fine for the crit damage, right? You get up to 14%, actually 16% crit damage done. That is totally fine. Maven Sphere, of course, you want to max this out, right? 24% damage absorption here on 16 points. And then conversion, 6 points out of 10. This is, again, kind of similar-ish to Scars of Battle. It kind of depends on like what kind of CC resistances you have. And you want to put usually at least 6 here, sometimes 9. Usually never more than 9, though. But yeah, keep this between 6 and 9, depending on like your actual CC resistances that you have, and adjust accordingly, right? 12 points mirror, just to have like really good cooldown here. You can also just use 7 or like only 1 point, depending on like how you feel about this, or like where you need your points elsewhere. Then 1 point Arcane Will, this is in my opinion pretty much almost always a 1 pointer. And then 10 points Nullification. I put 10 points here, again mostly for super bosses to have like lower cooldown on this. But you can also get away with like only 1 pointing this for like pretty much everything in main campaign, and then like put these points somewhere else if you want to. Like for example, Fighting Spirit, if you haven't like soft capped this already. Mental Alacrity also provides you with constant speed, just like Squad Tactics. However, it does not give you like any percent Aether damage. So overall, I would, well, obviously you want to like max, 1 point both Squad Tactics and Mental Alacrity first, right? And then if you need more constant speed, you want to put points to Squad Tactics first before putting points to Mental Alacrity. So if you have like additional constant speed, then you want to pull points from Mental Alacrity first, and then use those like for Fighting Spirit or whatever you want to like use them on, right, for a crit damage maybe, and then start pulling from Squad Tactics, right? Squad Tactics is the better passive here for this build than Mental Alacrity. Fabric of Reality, of course, is insane. Flat Aether, Chaos, percent Aether damage, and this is great for this build because you also convert the Chaos damage to Aether on your Forcewave, so just try to hard cap this if you can. 22 points would be ideal. That is kind of hard, though. You need a of Shattered Reality suffix roll on your weapon, for example. That would be like one of the ways to get this up to hard cap. That is crazy hard to get, though, so usually, yeah, you want this like as high as you can get it, but it probably won't be 22 points. Exclusive, of course, is Reckless Power, right? Reckless Power, you also ideally want this at like 22 points. There is actually a best in slot setup, in my opinion, or like a better items in slot setup at least than what I was playing. I'm gonna show you here in a second, and then you will actually have 22 points and not 20 out of 12 points in Reckless Power. And then last but not least, we also have Calidra's Tempest. It's just a 1 pointer here and the Transmitter here to proc the Hourglass Devotion. So let's talk about devotions, right? There are several ways to build Aether Devotions. I built it this way. So I had, of course, Kraken because 2-hander, right? Then you always need Widow, right? Widow is mandatory for every single Aether build. And then you kind of can decide you want to go like Spear, Hourglass, Korvac, or even Vratosh on Aether. Like all of those are like viable ways to play an Aether build. And yeah, if you're playing a 2-hander, right, like I was, then Spear of the Heavens is obviously very good. The problem, though, is that the weapon damage of the 2-hander is not Aether damage, right? It's physical and chaos damage, so the weapon part of this is actually not that great, right? So maybe that's something to consider, and maybe I didn't consider that enough when I actually made this build. Because initially I planned this build to, well, be played around the Temporal Arc Blade. However, Temporal Arc Blade gives you like so much less like damage to Forcewave compared to the Obsidian Cleaver that I went with an Obsidian Cleaver in the end. But I feel like maybe because of that, Spear of the Heavens is actually not as good as I thought it is. So yeah, this was better if you're playing like a Temporal Arc Blade, of course. But if you're playing what I'm playing, then maybe you want to go like out of Korvac, or maybe even like Vratosh instead to get like some more life leech resistance reduction, which is helpful against some of the bosses, not all of them though. Hourglass is of course also very, very good on pretty much any Arcanist, right? The 6 seconds reduction here helps a lot for resetting like Mirror and Nullification. It can also help resetting with the Warcry if you are using Warcry. Usually you want to use Warcry, like you want to max out Warcry on a soldier, right? And like 1 point back break morale. This is also something where like additional points from like these casting speed nodes could go into, right? Like you could spec it like this. The only reason why I did not do that is because I had a Tyrant's prefix on my weapon, which already has damage reduction basically like applied to anything that has % weapon damage, like Forcewave. So I didn't need that technically. But generally, Warcry is still a great choice, and you should probably use Warcry. And if you're using Warcry, then the Hourglass Devotion does help out a lot with resetting that Warcry. Then you also got the Raise the Dead Devotion, right? This one is just there for the flat resistance reduction, also provides you with constant speed and lifesteal, very, very good overall. And then we got like a couple of filler devotions here, like Jackal for constant speed and red affinity, Viper for red and blue and OA, Satyr's Guide just for blue, slow res, fizz res, Eel just for 3, Nodes for 5 blue affinity, and then Spider for attack speed, casting speed rather, and the 6 green affinity. The remaining points that I have in Dryad and Bismir's Bonds, right? These can be put pretty much anywhere. I went for the Dryad as like another, well, the healing devotion here, mostly because many of these super bosses in the league are very, very life leech resistant. So I wanted like an alternative way of healing on top of lifesteal. However, if you're playing this for most of the like standard content, like Shadow Ram and so on, then I would probably not play Dryad and also not play Bismir Bonds. Bismir Bonds were just for like 5% casting speed. Also, if you have like great casting speed and you don't need this, and you can like take Lotus instead, right, for the more fizz res here. But yeah, if you don't want to play Dryad, you can definitely also play Ghoul, right, for more lifesteal and a fizz res proc on demand, or like whenever you drop low rather as a circuit breaker, and then 3-point Wendigo for like fizz res and casting speed as well. This is also a great setup, and yeah, this is also what I played for some time before like speccing over to Dryad because of the alternative way of healing that I wanted to have for the super bosses. Let's talk about the remaining gear, right? Of course, we're playing the Cleaver, we're playing the Krieg's Flesh Mask, and I already said that a Temporal Arc Blade or even a Lucius Blade Arm are also great alternatives for your weapon. Now, I was using the Chandra's Heart just for like additional physical damage to Forcewave, plus 3 to Forcewave, and bunch of stats. I had the Stoneface prefix here giving me additional stun res, and also this has additional armor increase on top. There are also other like conduits, for example, that you can use here, or also the good old Avenger of Cairn amulet, which is like a great defensive choice for pretty much any soldier in the endgame as well. For rings, I was using dual Mage Lord bands, like Mage Lord bands and Signet, right, for a 2-piece like flat Aether damage. This is certainly not the best ring combination you can do. This is more a budget, or like I was using whatever I had solution here. In my opinion, better solution for rings would be Mythical Band of Eternal Haunt, as well as Mythical Aether Lord's Signet. Both of these provide you with casting speed. Band of Eternal Haunt provides you with that very much needed Aether resistance reduction on a Battlemage. Aether Lord's Signet is plus to Reckless Power, casting speed, % Aether damage, yada yada yada, right? Very, very great. There's also the Veil Warden's Band, right? Mythical Veil Warden's Band, which is basically the same stats. However, it gives you attack speed instead of casting speed, but it does give you flat Aether damage on top. So like Veil Warden Band can be overall more damage if you have casting speed capped without the casting speed from Aether Lord Signet. But overall, like to be also point efficient with your skill points, I would say Aether Lord Signet is the better ring here. And yeah, Band of Eternal Haunt just beats all the other rings because of just Aether resistance reduction being super, super important on Battlemage, because you have none from the classes whatsoever. For the other armor pieces, I was using 4-piece Krieg set, right? 4-piece like Krieg's chest guard, shoulder guard, gloves, and boots. This is a pretty much no-brainer, I would say. They have bonuses to Mirror and also Warcry, which I could have been using as well, right? And +1 all skills on a 4-piece set, so overall a very, very great set for pretty much any kind of weapon damage based Aether build, right? Just like this one. For the pants, I'm using Alexander's Chaucer's Stone Height of Protection on my rolls here. You can pretty much use whatever rolls you have and whatever fits your build, right? But yeah, Alexander's Chaucer's are great because they do give you that like +3 bonus to Rending Force, which is the second node of Forcewave. For the belt, I'm using the Phantom Thread Girdle, +1 Arcanist and +3 to Raining Force. Again, very, very great here as well. You can also use the Watcher belt from Podwebury, which has the +1 Arcanist as well as Vitality to Aether conversion on top. Very, very good as well. The Chains of Ygrad, I think it's called. On the metal, I'm using Mark of the Dreadblade. This one has +3 Fabric of Reality, flat Aether damage, % Aether damage, total speed. Overall, a very, very, very solid metal for pretty much like any Aether build. You can also, since it's a Forcewave build, use Mark of Karastor or the Bear King metal. However, in the end, at least for this setup, Mark of the Dreadblade ended up being more ideal. But maybe on your setup you want to play Mark of Karastor or the Bear King medal instead, because you might not have like one of the other items, and thus you're missing like some skill points and so on, right? For the relic, I'm using Haunt Relic. Yes, this is only a tier 2 relic, however it is the only relic in the game that provides you, well, apart from Necrosis, that provides you minus Aether resistance reduction. But this also has like +1 Arcanist on top, right? So it's % Aether damage, +1 Arcanist, health, Aether resistance reduction, life leech resistance reduction, which is also great for pretty much everything apart from like certain super bosses that are life leech resistant to the max anyway. And it also like provides fumble and impaired aim on top. So that's overall like a very, very nice relic here for sure. So yeah, this is the Community League exclusive Aether Forcewave Battlemage. I hope you enjoyed this build. I'm gonna roll some additional clips here, and I hope to see you around on the next build. Oh my god, he's still gonna charge me like that, or like jump me like that. Like, I already triggered his leap by moving too far away, right? And then going back in didn't save me from not getting leaped on. Oh well, but Battlemage is too tanky, so like Blitz is just, I don't know, it feels a little unfair. Because Blitz is so many things in one, right? It's AoE with Blindside, it's more the A-Shred than say Flashbang, and I mean Flashbang, the first node is literally only the A-Shred and nothing else, right? The second part is of course Fumble. Like Flashbang is also a strong ability, but like that's giving you like more the A-Shred than what's it called, Flashbang is maybe like a little bit too much. And it has mobility, like it's so many things in one right now. It is very cool that it is finally a strong like main damage ability. I do like that as well. But yeah. I also like looked at the Bloodborer's amulet, and the first time I saw the change that was made, I was like, okay, yeah, they removed the crit damage, but they added the cooldown reduction, right? And then it was like, oh wait, they didn't actually remove the crit damage. It has crit damage and CDR now? Wait, what? So maybe the crit damage is like, I don't know. Like if one would like to nerf the damage of Blitz, then maybe the crit damage would be lowered or something, but I mean, and again, like overall, I guess it's fine. What the fuck? Oops. It's not dying here. Damage? Damage? Where is the damage? Alright. Blitz nerf next match. Was the Kairos killed with an MI? Yeah, I mean it was all the MIs. It was Elite Kairos, I believe, with I mean Warden's Shield. I mean with all the MIs, like Milton's Cask, Warden's Shield, Bargor's Root, the Wendigo Glare, and Bloodborer's Amulet. Like that's the thing, like once you have all the MIs together, which you can have at around level 50-ish, I think. You just like, I don't know, 2 or 3 shot bosses throughout the rest of normal and like the entirety of Elite as well. And ultimate, I guess it's 4 instead of 3 casts. Maybe, I don't know. I've actually not finished the Warlord thread. It was level... Like I played before the league started. It was until level... I think like 70 or 75, something like that. Like until the end of the league basically. I'm just gonna get Worthy Train instead. In games like, stop playing this meme, play a proper build, play Fire Forcewave instead. Alright, we're gonna nullify ourselves, otherwise we're gonna get wrecked, right? Because of Fire us being a little... let's just use that actually. 71 should be enough. Okay, there's a War Cleaver. There is a War Cleaver. It's kinda funny when I'm like more excited for a War Cleaver on Charizard than a Worthy Turret. It's a Face Tanker. Vampiric of Cruelty, I mean, not quite. Not quite. Not quite of Shattered Reality. Ludwig's Mark though. I heard you can make a good build around that item. Or that set rather. Dude, what the fuck? Stop it. 120 Kaisan is unironically like kinda scary. Dude, yesterday was insane though. Like we got the Aether Warped Cleavers. I mean these cleavers rather. Basically Aether Warped Cleavers. And we got Serenity and Targo and Warborn and Markovian blueprints. Insane. Alright, do it. It's gonna be ZDPS against this guy though.
Good, you're back.
Alright, let's go and kill Theoden. Not too bad. For a boss that should be Aether resistant. Can you show efficacy on Cleaver? It's Tyrant of the Aether. What is this guy here? Why is that spawn here? The fuck? Actually solid kill. After playing Grim Dawn, Path of Exile and Last Epoch, like Diablo 3 is just input lag all the time. Like, I don't know, I hate that. And Diablo 2 is... it feels like a... well, it feels like an old game, it is an old game. Diablo 2 is just spam teleport. Yeah, that too. That too, I guess. Oh shit. Thought he's gonna spawn the Volcanus on the other side, but he actually 500 IQ'd me and spawned him in my face instead. Core of Gargaball? Okay. Runecraft Frostpoint. That's also good for like cold Forcewave, right? Should like finally maybe like farm components, right? Yep, face tank. Just get it. Let me through the rope, please. Thank you. Enjoying Fire Thunder so far, nice. Everything has been fun, very nice, very nice. It has damage, guys. Don't even tell me that it doesn't have damage. Copio. What? Oh, one more wave. Okay. Imagine dying to Morganath, dude. I mean, damage wasn't the best, but the build is a tank. Alright, it is time for the Ravager, right? Let's use all these pots, and also an Aether pot, because my Aether is not quite as high as I would like it to be against Ravager of Souls, right? Got only 37 overcap. I'm not using Walk Rider, right? So that's maybe bad, I don't know. Oh, what am I pressing? It's not going well. Not gonna lie. Okay, this build probably can't kill him. Or like, it's gonna be a 10-minute kill or something. I mean, I can kill him, but like, I have to play like those rounds. It's only stage 1 already. Oh yeah, this is gonna be like a 20-minute. It's gonna reset, right? Is it gonna reset? He's gonna reset, right? This is only stage 1, dude, what the fuck? Yeah, it doesn't have sustained, like enough sustained last here because like damage is not high enough. Basically. Oh my god, dude, this is... Okay, how many minutes are we in already? I should have used the timer here. 48. Timer is making me nervous now. If like stage 2 felt like this, then it would be okay, right? But stage 1, this is still fucking stage 1 now. 15-minute kill. Yeah, it can't kill him, man. Like, what is this? It's a crystal farmer. It's a crony farmer. Confirmed. You can remove eye with notification? Yeah, you can. Dude, he's... Forcewave never was a good boss killer, and this spell doesn't really change it. At least not spam Forcewave. Fuck. I mean, physical is certainly way better than this. Actually, no, physical is actually okay. I just like these bosses. Fire is also fine, I think, with Charizard. I mean, Fire has RR, and this is Battlemage. Like, what do you expect? He's gonna heal for sure. I mean, maybe not. And except the Dragon Ghoul is what, 15 minutes, right? So as long as I kill him within one elixir of the Dragon Ghoul, I'm fine. Just need to reset like everything else for this turn as well. Alright, let's report. That is the elixir of the Dragon Ghoul, whoops. Oh well. Oh my god, what am I nullifying? What am I resetting? Really? Didn't hit him again. There we go. Yeah, if you compare those to physical, it's... this is a joke, right? What? Should have went Chaos Frozen Sky Sharp Metal Mage. Dude, my fucking hand is getting sweaty, what is this? Too much kiting. Oh my god. This reminds me of the Root Girls, like Ravager kill in season 1. So we're at minute 10 now, like minute 11, 10.5 minutes, something like that, I think. So I mean, it's gonna be possible, but oh my god, it's so slow. ZDPS. Yeah, we like burned through almost 40 pots already, right? Yeah, like 11 minutes. The build certainly needs some kind of buff. Not gonna lie. Or like, I mean, okay, it would be a lot better if I had like an RR ring, right? But I don't have it, man. I don't have it. Wow. Lokarr feels like an actual super boss on this character. Holy shit, it's so bad. Oh my god. Alright. Except Shambler, yeah. Okay. Rolderathis viable, Kappa. Kappa keeper 1 to 3. The gate has been opened. No? What? Weapon swap? Dude, the fucking eternal trauma by the mobs. Okay, why did they not, like, what the fuck? They have also full leech, right? Like retras. Even the frickin', oh my god, even the frickin' ads have retras. I mean, I know why I put like 10 points nullifier, but Nice nullify, right? Nice fucking nullify. Wait, what's my droid on again? Yeah, no way. No way. What the fuck? Wait, we can stun them. Maybe not. Rip incoming. Oh, we can't stun them when they're in the blitz, right? Dude, this was... Okay, I know why it felt like so much easier. Like, freaking Giant is just OP in all these fights. The Giant Devotion, I think. Like, we dealt how much damage? 5%? I need to level Giant for like all of these. Like, Giant is so broken. Like, Giant Devotion, Behemoth Devotion. Everything else just doesn't work properly. Died to easy boss, kick W. But like rather the fact that they have like that these bosses have like full like lively trust, right? And then you got the Forcewavers, I mean the Blitzers. These guys got added, right? Like basically this season compared to last season. And like last season this boss was way easier because they didn't have the... Like the ads didn't blitz as aggressively. I mean actually they did. Wait, they also did blitz. But maybe not just like this. Not as aggressively as this. Holy fuck. I want to kill these guys before they blitz, right? Oh yeah, okay. Oh no, he blitzed. I mean, if we kill them before they blitz, right? Why is he healing? I feel like he has more HP than at the start of the fight. What the f... Okay. Are we getting more shards falling from the skies or less? Or is it the same? I don't actually remember how this works. But like rather I never had to fight him this long. Oh my god, what are these scuffed belts? Wait, they take no damage, what is this? Dude, sometimes they feel like they're immune to damage. Like, what is this? Also, what's the fucking cooldown on their blitz, man? It's like a negative cooldown. Okay. What the fuck, my hands are sweating. Already, dude. Carpet tunnel guiding? Yeah. Fuck, dude. Carpet tunnel incoming. Indeed, indeed. I have nothing. I have nothing. Fuck me. What? Oh my god. I'm so dead. No, 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 no. I'm so dead right here. Dude, mirror is up. No! Dude, mirror was up. I pressed mirror. Oh my god! What is this? Fuck. Why didn't I log out? Didn't want to be that unethical. But yeah, I mean, mirror was up, I thought. Oh my god. I'm free now. Oh my god, and now perfect timing with the clip. Perfect timing with the clip. Battlemage is never gonna die. Battlemage is an immortal class. Dude, Battlemage is never gonna die. Battlemage is an immortal class. Yep. Immortal class, by the way. Sage.